In today's tutorial, we're going to explore the essential aspect of GeoServer, and that is integrating QGIS styles for creating stunning and effective maps on GeoServer. So stick around as I get you through the process step by step, and let's get in. So first, the most important thing is to understand why we are doing this. And of course, we need to understand why we are using QGIS styles in GeoServer. And of course, GeoServer and QGIS are two powerful tools for any GIS user. And of course, QGIS provides a user-friendly interface with rich styling options and seamless integration. And these styles in GeoServer, of course, you can leverage them and use the same kind of capabilities or visualizations that you have in QGIS project. So in GeoServer, sometimes it can be tricky to apply these styles because you have to add these styles manually. In some cases, you have to edit some scripts or some lines of code to basically come up with custom styles for your use. So what we are going to do here is basically leveraging the user interface that is in QGIS and making the style, creating the styles, and then using those styles in our GeoServer project. So first of all, working with an assumption that you know how to work with QGIS and GeoServer, and probably you've already published some data on GeoServer, and you have some layers that you've loaded in your QGIS project. So in my QGIS project here, as you can see, I have two layers. This is because I want to demo these styles with using both vector file and a raster file. And whatever you can see here is basically one is an NDSI for 2021 for Kenya, and then I have the county boundaries again for Kenya, and we are going to use these two to basically come up with styles, and then have those styles in our GeoServer, and then see how they basically appear. So we can start with the simplest form of data, which is basically vector. And as you can see, I have my vector data here. And this vector data doesn't have much in terms of style. As you can see, it's only one palette. So we can maybe decide to have each of the 47 counties to have their different styles. And then with those styles, that is the style that we're going to export to our GeoServer project. So I have my QGIS here, and I have my GeoServer project here. I'm going to get here in a bit. And for that, let me just, we are not going to change anything for purposes of this demonstration. So as the file names are and everything, we just use them as they are. So here we can basically, instead of a single symbol, but yeah, remember, you can use any of the options. I'm just changing for purposes of showcasing and all that. So I can decide maybe I want to basically go with the main area, because basically each one of them is unique. You can have all these 47 different styles, and of course, remember, you can give different kind of styles. So let me delete the last one. It's usually fair, then I can apply. That's okay. So now you see we have something beautiful, something that has all the colors and everything. And of course, remember, these are colors, you can customize them. It's not that you have to have them as they are on my end. So from there, what we are going to do is, if you already have this file uploaded to your GeoServer project, you can directly go into it. But let me just first of all, so to export or this style that we already have, we can export this style in various formats, and GeoServer accepts quite a number of formats when it comes to styling. So one of the formats is what we call a style descriptor, or basically SLD file. So to get the style here, you can right click, go to properties, and then when you're in properties down here, there's a lower section that says style. So if you click on this, it will tell you load style or save style. Remember, all the styles that you do in your QGIS project, you can always use them, or you can always save them for future use. So here, as you can see, save style, I have a number of options. So I have a QML style file, SLD style file, and a local database. So because we want to use SLD, and as I told you, SLD stands for style layer descriptor, so I'll go for that option. Then it will ask me where I want to save that for that project. That style. So I can just save it here. I can call it Kenya counties, for example. So down here, as you can see, it's SLD. Then I save, and then it will basically get everything. Then I click OK, and that's it. So we've saved our style or our layer style onto my local machine. So I'm going to get that in a bit on how we upload them to the server. So we can do the same for the raster file here. So what we can do is basically we can again right click, go to properties, and for those who have worked with the raster files, you know there are quite a number of options that you can use. And that Symbology, you can use different render options. So for purposes of having some color, you can use a pseudo color. And as you can see, I don't want to change anything. Again, remember I told you can do this on your own. Make it to your best level that you can. For me, I'm just showing you how to get the styles and how to upload them to your server project. So I just apply, and then if I go back, I can see it there. So if this is usually I think this is salinity index. So of course it's ranging from 1 to -1, as you can see. Okay, I'm not very sure about the pixel values and all that. That's a story for another day. But if I right click here, I can get back again to properties, to style, and I save the style. Again, sorry, let me go back one step. Let me save the style. Here I don't want, I want the style layer descriptor. So I come here and say this is NSI. I can say this is 2021. So we are in the downloads DBMS. Then I save that file, and okay. So if I came to my download folder, I find that folder called DBS. I have quite a number of styles. Of course, I've done this in the past. That's why you can see I have some styles here. So I have Kenya counties and NDSI 2021. These are the ones that I've just exported right now. Okay. So coming to my GeoServer. So I already have a local instance of GeoServer running, and I have a layer that I uploaded that is basically for that specific the specific layer that is actually in my QGIS project. So I can basically get here, and as I can see by default, if I came to layer preview, I'll see my 2021 NDSI drive. If I open that, I see it's still in grayscale. Okay, so or what you're calling single bar grayscale. So I can basically want to now bring the style that we just exported from QGIS. Is that we want now our layer in GeoServer to look like what is here on QGIS. So I'll come back here, and what I'll do, GeoServer has quite a number of options on the left here. So I'll go to what we call styles, and from there I'll go to add a new style. So let's start with the NDSI. So I'll click here and say NDSI 2021, okay, and then workspace, I'll choose tutorials. So I have a specific workspace for tutorial, and then there's a format option here. As you can see, there's a SLD, or remember we exported ours as SLD. So then there's the style content. Of course, there's a GeoServer usually provides a default style for any, either it's raster or vector layer. Then we can copy from existing style. We do not have that style yet uploaded on our GeoServer. So we'll go for the third option, which is basically upload a style file. So I'll choose this file. I go back to my DBMS and upload my NDSI 2021. Then I click open, and if I click upload, bingo. So you can see now we have, let me expand this. So now we have the style. It's very simplistic. For those who have not worked with XML before, this is the format. This is what was auto-generated by our QGIS software, and it's quite straightforward when it comes to the different components. They are what we call rules. As you can see, there's a section here that starts with the rule, SLD rule. As you can note, everything here starts with SLD, then full column. So there's the name of the style, and then there is that part which has the rules. So of course, what this means is that so there's the rule that you are basically applying. When you are symbolizing a layer in QGIS or in a GIS project, you are basically issuing rules for symbolizing that data. So as you can see here, we're starting with the raster symbolizer, and then of course we have a selection. So we have a channel. We only have one bar, so we only have one channel here, which is a grayscale. And then the color map, which we are basically using, we are using a color ramp. By color ramp, we mean, as you can see, this is spanning from a blue to red. It's usually a color ramp in QGIS. So that ramp, of course, has 5 classes or 5 levels. So we have -1, -0.5, 0, 0.5, and 1. So as you can see here, this is the label. This is what will appear. This is the quantity, or basically the value, and this is the color that will be given for that specific class. So as you can see, it's pretty easy to understand it. If you're very good at this, you can always customize it from here. If not that, then you can just go back to your QGIS and edit it and then export it again. So from there, we can just validate to ensure there are no errors, and then from there we can apply, and then we can basically save. Okay, so now we have our layer style, or we have our style here, and as we saw the preview of our layer here, you can see it's still in gray color, black and white basically. So how do we turn it to be as is on our QGIS project? So that's pretty easy. So what we do, we can go back to our layers, and then here is the layer, you can see. So we'll open it that way, then come to publish, and then for publish, we'll be able to basically where is it here? There is a default style. So as you can see, whatever you're seeing here is a default style for raster files. So, and the style itself is usually called raster. So if we came here, we'll be able to look for tutorial NDSI 2021. This is the name that you need to look for, which is the name that is basically the style name and the workspace name. Alright, so we choose that, and it will give us a hint of what really happens or what we expect our layer to be. And as you can see, the ramp has been applied, the color ramp has been applied, and we can now save. And if I refresh this page, bingo, there you are. So now we brought our, or we basically have implemented our layer style from QGIS to our GeoServer layer. And as you can see, it's not as complicated. Of course, you need to know how things are working or what is happening in the background. And from that, you can, when you have 10 layers of that, you can basically implement the styles. The other one is, we had another one, which is basically this one for the vector. So again, let me confirm whether I have a Kenya. Don't think I have any counties layer. Yeah. Okay. No worries. So I have countries. Yeah. So no worries. So if not, so we can just upload it quickly. So to do that, you can basically come to the store. At the store. So what I want to do is add the layer here, or the Kenya County layer, onto my GeoServer. I publish it, and then we can upload the style that we just exported. So I'll come here and I'll say I'm looking for a shapefile. So tutorials is my default workspace. and I'll just say counties, and then here under connection parameters I need to go to where that specific layer is located. So I'll come here, it's under home, I think it's somewhere on documents, then tutorials with yeah, here you have, and then I'll just pick one of them. This is admin one, and then I'll save, yeah, and then it comes here. So it's a new layer basically, so I can publish it, and under publishing, so for vector layers is a bit different from raster. Of course, they are different kind of data data types. So here, of course, by default we have the reference system, which is 4326. That's very okay. That we just hit before. Then I can just compute the minimums or the bounds from the data itself. Again, I just compute from that. So for those who have been watching my tutorials, you know that these are the default bounding options for Kenya, and then these are the attributes. Okay, and then I can just save. Right. So now, if I came to my layers option, I can again see here the yard, and if I was to go to preview, of course, I'll open it again. It will be grayscale. It will basically be black. And fine. So as you can see, again, as we saw with the raster file, it has been given a default style automatically. So we can go back to our styles option, add a new layer, then come here and say, or even not Kenya, but counties. Sorry, counties. I choose a workspace. Then again, I load a Kenya counties SLD file. By default, actually, on the server, the SLD format is the one that's selected. So again, I upload. So this one will be a bit different from what we had, and this is the reason as to why I've done the two layers for the raster and for the shapefile. So as you will notice, this one is long, and of course, by it's obvious it's long because we have so many rules or so many classes of the different. We have 47 classes in this style, and as you can see, we are starting from the first one, which is basically the first county in terms of like alphabetically, and each of them is a rule. As you can see here, from here a rule, then it ends here, then another rule starts for the next county. So this one is a bit different, and as in the other one, so there was the raster symbolizer. Here we are having what we are calling feature type style, and inside there we have some filters. And the filters, the reason as to why this is happening is because we are choosing as per the column name, which is basically admin1 underscore em, and the little value for that column is this called Baringo. So whenever it meets this this name, it basically takes it as one of the components, one of the classes, and then it uses polygon symbolizer. We have of course, we've been styling polygons. You know, there's aspect of a stroke and a fill. So here they are. There's the fill here, and there's the stroke down here. So for the fill, of course, you have its color, and then for the stroke, you have its color, width, and the style, or yeah, the style option. So this is just as what you would see in a usual. Let me just show you that in a usual layer in QGIS under the style. So of course, these are the values, blah 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 blah. And if you are to basically check one of the like the styles here, as you can see, we have the fill color, we have the style, we have the stroke color, we have the width, we have the style, the join style. So these are basically what are being reflected on these components here. So they are all the same. These rules are okay. They are not the same, but they are all rules for the 47 counties, each with a different name and different style, fill and stroke for the different counties. So again, it's only that there are so many, but if you look at the structure, it's not complicated. It's something that you can just read through and understand. One thing I want you to notice is that there's a difference between the style that came in the for the raster file and this style. The other one was starting with SLD, this is starting with SD. So those are some of the notable differences that you have to keep in mind whenever you're working with GeoServer. There are quite a number of issues here and there that you need to be aware of, so that you avoid having issues in your project. So once you're done with counter checking, again, always validate to check whether there are issues with your layer. So as you can see, with your style, sorry, as you can see, there are no validation errors. Again, I can apply and then now save my style. So again, it comes here, and of course now I can go back to layers. Let me just refresh this page. So this is my polygon or my Kenya counties. Just select that, go to the publishing tab, and then down here under default style, I can now choose my Kenya counties. And again, look at that. So it gives you a preview before you click save, just to understand how your data or your layer. And then you can click save, and you came to preview. I just refresh this page. Again, you'll see now you have the layer style as it should be. So these are just ways in which you can save a lot of time when working in any GIS project. Of course, there are so many ways of doing things, but these, I think, most of you guys have been asking how to do this, or how to basically be able to save or automate or be able to save time on some components when working in a GIS project. And I think this is one of them that does that straightforward. So, of course, there are so many things that you can do. As you've seen these layer styles, you can, of course, edit them, you can customize them depending on how you want them to be in your project. And, of course, the customization is limited to your thinking. So you can do so much. You can do the changes as you wish, and of course you'll be able to get the results. So of course, within the process, you might encounter a few bumps along the way, but that's not something to make you fear. You can always let me know and be able to help you when it comes to these issues of GeoServer and your QGIS project. And there you have it. So that was a guide on QGIS as GeoServer, and I think we've covered everything. So in a nutshell, we've been able to cover things like styling on QGIS, exporting your layers, uploading those layers or importing those layers in the GeoServer project. And as you can see, those are basically 3 big steps that we've been able to see good output in your project. So that's it, guys. And if you have any questions, of course, let me know in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Yes.